There is a drug that costs $1,000 a month. Millions of Americans are injecting it into their stomachs every single week. It melts fat off their bodies faster than anything in human history. And the people selling it are not telling you what happens when you stop. Because when you stop Ozempic, something comes back. But it is not just the weight. It is something worse. And by the end of this video, you will understand why the published science calls this one of the most expensive mistakes you can make with your own body. Let me start with the number that should stop you cold. 45%. According to clinical trial data, up to 45% of the weight people lose on Ozempic is not fat. It is muscle. Lean tissue. The very thing that keeps your metabolism alive. And here is the part nobody mentions in the commercials. When you stop the drug, the fat comes back. The muscle does not. This is the Ozempic Rebound. And it is not a rare side effect. It is a predictable, documented biological outcome. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you is backed by 2026 research that the billion-dollar pharmaceutical industry would prefer you never connected together. The marketing is everywhere. The before and after photos are stunning. Celebrities credit it for their transformations. Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, the entire class of GLP-1 weight loss drugs has become the most talked about pharmaceutical phenomenon of the decade. And the appeal is obvious. You inject yourself once a week, your appetite vanishes, and the weight falls off. And the weight does fall off. That part is real. For a while. But here is what the advertisements, the influencers, and the pharmaceutical campaigns are not showing you. A 2026 systematic review published in a Clinical Medicine examined 48 separate studies on GLP-1 drugs, including semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy. Their conclusion was direct. Participants regained approximately 60% of the weight they lost within 1 year of stopping the medication. 60% back within 12 months. And it gets worse. A separate 2026 systematic review published in the British Medical Journal found that people who stopped GLP-1 drugs regained weight roughly 4 times faster than people who lost the same weight through diet and exercise. 4 times faster. Now hold on to that number, because in a few minutes I am going to show you the exact biological reason this happens, and why it is almost impossible to avoid without doing one specific thing that almost no one is told to do. But first, let me walk you through what the data actually proves, because this is where opinion ends and evidence begins. The Step 1 trial was the landmark study for semaglutide at the weight loss dose. Participants lost an average of 17.3 kilograms over 68 weeks. That is about 38 pounds. Genuinely impressive. But when researchers ran DXA body composition scans to measure exactly what was lost, the picture changed completely. Of all that weight, 6.9 kilograms was lean body mass. Roughly 15 pounds of muscle and organ tissue, not fat. Some analyses put it at up to 45% of total weight lost coming from lean mass. Now here is how to understand what that actually means for your body. Researchers calculated that this amount of muscle loss is equivalent to roughly 20 years of normal age-related muscle decline, compressed into 68 weeks. You are aging your muscles by 2 decades and a year and a half. And it goes deeper. A 2025 study from the University of Utah, published in Cell Metabolism, gave semaglutide to obese mice and measured muscle strength independently from muscle size. They found the drug reduced the muscle's ability to generate force beyond what the size reduction alone could explain. In plain language, Ozempic does not just shrink your muscles. It weakens them disproportionately. The muscle that remains is not as strong as it should be. And if you are a woman, or if you are over 50, this hits harder. Research presented at Endo 2025 found that women and older adults on semaglutide face a significantly higher risk of muscle loss than younger men. This lines up with what endocrinologists already know. Declining estrogen in women and declining testosterone in aging men both reduce the body's ability to hold on to muscle during rapid weight loss. The people most likely to take these drugs are often the people most vulnerable to their worst effect. Now let me give you the number that ties this entire trap together. A JAMA Network Open analysis of more than 120,000 people found that the vast majority of patients quit taking GLP-1 medications within 2 years. The reasons? Cost, at roughly $1,000 a month without insurance. Side effects like nausea, fatigue, and digestive distress. And access problems. Most people do not stay on these drugs forever. They cannot. So follow the sequence. You start the drug, you lose weight, and a huge portion of it is muscle. You stop the drug, by choice or because you cannot keep paying $12,000 a year. The weight comes back 4 times faster than normal. But the muscle does not return on its own. You end up at the same weight, or heavier, with less muscle, a slower metabolism, and a body that is now in worse metabolic condition than before you ever started. That is the rebound. Now let me show you why it happens, because once you understand the mechanism, you will never look at these drugs the same way again. Semaglutide is what is called a GLP-1 receptor agonist. GLP-1 stands for glucagon, like peptide 1. It is a hormone your gut already makes naturally every time you eat. Its job is simple. It tells your brain you are full. It slows down how fast your stomach empties. And it signals your pancreas to release insulin. Think of GLP-1 as a messenger. After a meal, your gut sends this messenger sprinting to your brain carrying one message. Stop eating. You have had enough. In many people struggling with obesity and insulin resistance, this messenger system is broken. The signal is too weak, too slow, or the brain has stopped listening. So what does Ozempic do? It floods your body with a synthetic, supercharged version of that messenger, one that is louder, stronger, and lasts far longer than the natural hormone. It screams at your brain around the clock. You are not hungry. Do not eat. You are full. And it works. Your appetite collapses. Some people have to force themselves to eat at all. You eat dramatically less, so the weight drops. The drug is overriding your body's hunger signals with a pharmaceutical megaphone. But here is the part I promised you at the beginning. Here is what the drug does not do. It does not fix your metabolism. It does not permanently repair your insulin sensitivity. It does not heal your gut. It does not undo the damage from years of ultra-processed food and sugar. It does not rebuild the muscle it caused you to lose. And critically, it does not teach your own natural GLP-1 system how to work again. So the moment you stop, the megaphone goes silent. And your brain, which has been drowning in an artificial signal for months or years, suddenly hears nothing. Your natural appetite control, which was already broken before the drug and was only overridden, not repaired, is now even weaker than when you started. Your appetite does not just return. It comes back louder. The hunger is intense. The cravings are overwhelming. And the weight rushes back. Meanwhile, remember that muscle you lost? Muscle is metabolically active tissue. It burns calories even when you are doing nothing. Every pound of muscle you lost is a pound of fat-burning machinery that is gone. So when the weight returns, your body is burning fewer calories than before you started. You are now fighting to lose weight with a slower engine than you began with, and what comes back is mostly fat, not muscle. Because fat returns easily with a calorie surplus and a slow metabolism, muscle only returns with resistance training and protein. So the body you end up with after the rebound is often worse than your starting point. Same number on the scale, but more fat, less muscle, lower metabolic rate, and worse insulin resistance. This is the trap millions of people are walking into right now, and almost none of them were warned. Dr. Robert Lustig, the UCSF endocrinologist who has spent his career studying metabolic disease, says it plainly. Obesity is not the disease. Obesity is the symptom. The real disease is metabolic dysfunction. driven by decades of ultra-processed food, hidden sugar, and a food industry that engineered addiction into every aisle of the grocery store. Ozempic treats the symptom. It does not touch the disease. And when you treat a symptom while ignoring the cause, the symptom always comes back, documented across 48 studies, replicated in over 9,300 participants, published in the British Medical Journal and Clinical Medicine in 2026. This is not a fringe theory. This is the consensus of the data. So what do you actually do about it? Whether you are on a GLP-1 drug right now, thinking about starting, or trying to recover from the rebound, here is what the published science says actually works. And the first one is the single most important thing almost no one is told. Number 1, protect your muscle at all costs. If you are on Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro right now, resistance training is not optional. It is the one thing standing between you and the catastrophic muscle loss that makes rebound almost guaranteed. The Somalian research showed that patients who stayed physically active preserved significantly more lean mass than those who did not. Lift weights. Use resistance bands. Do bodyweight squats and push-ups. Load your muscles 3 to 4 times a week. Your entire metabolic future depends on this one habit. Number 2, prioritize protein. The appetite suppression that makes these drugs work also makes it hard to eat enough protein, and protein is the raw material your body uses to keep muscle. Without enough of it, your body will literally break down its own muscle for fuel. Aim for roughly 1 gram of protein per pound of your target body weight every day. Eggs, meat, fish, Greek yogurt, legumes. Make protein the priority of every meal, even when you do not feel hungry. Number 3, fix the food. The reason you gained the weight was never a drug deficiency. It was a food environment flooded with ultra-processed, sugar-loaded, addictive products. If you take Ozempic for 2 years and never change what you eat, then the day you stop, the exact same food environment that broke you is still sitting there waiting. Real food, whole food, anti-inflammatory food. This is not a diet. It is changing the raw materials you give your body to rebuild from. Number 4, understand the 120-day window. And this is where everything connects. Your blood completely renews itself every 120 days. Every red blood cell in your body right now will be dead and replaced within 4 months. Your bone marrow produces 200 billion new cells a day, built from whatever raw materials you give it. When you stop a GLP-1 drug, the next 120 days are the most important metabolic window of your life. What you eat, how you train, and how you sleep during those 4 months decides whether your body rebuilds itself stronger or collapses back into dysfunction. You are not stuck with the body the drug left you. You have a window to rebuild it, but only if you act inside it. Number 5, if you decide to come off the drug, do it with medical supervision. A 2024 study of 2,245 patients looked at slowly tapering the dose instead of quitting cold turkey, and tapering may reduce the severity of the rebound. Work with your doctor. Never just stop overnight. And understand that the drug was always meant to be a tool, never a cure. Now let me pull back and show you the bigger picture, because this is about more than your body. Novo Nordisk, the maker of Ozempic and Wegovy, reported 2024 revenues over $35 billion. The GLP-1 drug market is projected to pass $100 billion a year within the next few years. This is not a public health movement. It is one of the largest pharmaceutical revenue events in human history. And the entire business model depends on one thing: you staying on the drug forever. The data clearly shows that stopping causes rebound. The manufacturers know it. The prescribers know it. And still, these drugs are marketed as a weight loss solution instead of what they functionally are: a lifetime subscription that costs $12,000 a year, strips away your muscle, and reverses its own benefits the moment you cancel. Let me be fair, because this channel does not deal in fear. For people with severe obesity and type 2 diabetes, GLP-1 drugs have produced real, meaningful, sometimes life-saving results. That is documented, and it matters. If you and your doctor have decided this drug is right for your specific medical situation, this video is not telling you to stop. It is telling you how to protect your muscle and your metabolism while you do. But for the millions using it as a shortcut, because the food industry broke their metabolism and the pharmaceutical industry sold them a subscription to manage the damage, the science is clear. The drug does not fix the problem, it pauses it. And when the pause ends, the problem comes back with compound interest. Here is the truth I want you to leave with. Your body is not broken. Your body is a self-healing system that has been overwhelmed by an environment it was never designed to survive. Ultra-processed food, engineered sugar, hidden chemicals, and now, drugs that silence the symptoms while the cause keeps running underneath. The answer for most people was never going to come from an injection. It comes from understanding the machine you live inside and giving it what it actually needs to rebuild. If this changed how you think about these drugs, leave a comment and tell me what surprised you the most. And if someone you love is on Ozempic right now, or thinking about starting, share this video with them. Not to scare them, to inform them. Because an informed decision is the only kind worth making. Every study cited here is linked in the description. Read them yourself. That is the entire point of this channel. This channel is not operated by a medical professional. Nothing here is medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. GLP-1 medications are FDA-approved drugs with documented benefits for specific conditions. Every treatment decision should be made with a qualified healthcare provider. All information comes from published, peer-reviewed research. Believe nothing. Question everything. The truth is out there. I will see you in the next file.